Ever wonder how the legal world could reflect the community it serves? Today, we're sitting down with leaders from two organizations turning advocacy into action. The Asian Pacific Bar Association of Sacramento, also known as AAPI, along with the Sacramento Filipino American Lawyers Association, also known as SACFLA. These aren't just professional networks, they're mentorship hubs and forces for change, proving the law isn't just about cases, it's about care. Let's welcome AAPI President, we have Kishore Vikas, and SACFLA President, Judge Patrice de Guzman Huber. Thank you for joining us both.
Of course. Good morning.
Thank you, Desiree.
Good morning. Of course. Okay, so Kishore, I wanted to start off with you. AAPI has been a quiet powerhouse in Sacramento. For those who don't know, how would you describe its heartbeat? What's the why behind the organization?
Yes, absolutely. So AAPI is the oldest Asian Pacific organization for attorneys, judges, and law students in Sacramento. We're almost 50 years old, and we exist because representation matters. We provide a safe space for our members to thrive and support each other. We're here to support their professional growth. And even though in California, 14% of attorneys are Asian American compared to 16% of the population, many are underrepresented when it comes to leadership positions in government, academia, law firms. So we're here to support that growth all the way to the top.
Yeah, I love that. And then Patrice, SACFLA is such a vital space for the Filipino legal community. In your own words, what's the soul of this organization? Who does it uplift and how?
I like to think of SACFLA as kind of the baby sister of AAPI. You know, we're kind of an offshoot sister organization. There's some overlap in the missions and visions that we have together. Yeah. So we do a lot of collaborations together. But of course, this space is unique and special to the Filipino American community. I personally like to think about it as trailblazing. So when I think about who SACFLA serves, I think of the students, I think of the younger generation. And kind of drawing from a personal experience, a few years ago, I was doing my first backcountry hike, and I had to go up this sand hill, which was very, very difficult. You know, every step you take, you kind of fall down just a few more inches, and so it was a trek getting up there until I realized that there were already footsteps on the sand hill, and I thought, you know, you've always heard you walk in somebody else's footsteps, so I thought I'll try that right now, and it actually worked to my surprise. You know, that metaphor was actually stemmed in something real, and so stepping on those other footsteps made that uphill trek a lot easier. And so I think about that image when I'm thinking about serving my community. I think, you know, how can I take these steps so that the people who come after me can take those steps and help them get even further along in their life and their careers and their service.
I love that analogy. And then Kishore, AAPI doesn't just talk about change, it builds it. Can you share a moment where your collective efforts visibly shifted Sacramento's legal community for the better?
Yes, in 1981, Sacramento had no Asian judges, and our co-founders, Toso Himel, Jerry Chong, who's a Vietnam War veteran, came together along with about 50 others, and they led the change and worked together with other minority bar associations, including La Raza, now Cruz Reynoso, which is the Latino Bar Association, and Wiley Emanuel, which is the African American Bar Association. They created Unity Bar, and they advocated with the governor's office and were able to get the first Asian American judge, Judge Charles Kobayashi, on the bench in 1988. Today, we have more than a dozen API judges at the local, state, and federal level in Sacramento, and all of them are affiliated with AAPI. So we're very proud of that, but we're not stopping until we're able to reflect all of our Asian communities, Pacific Islander, Native Hawaiian communities.
I love that you both share just how others have paved the way, that history that's starting, and how you hope to continue, hope that that does continue on. Can you both share an upcoming event that you're most excited about, whether it's a partnership or a goal that embodies your organization's vision?
On September 17th, I'm excited to announce we're hosting our annual gala featuring keynote speaker Anne Fong, who you may be familiar with.
We see the billboards.
Yes.
And yourself as well.
Well, so SACFLA also hosts an annual gala in October. The date and time and place will be to be determined. But one exciting event that we're looking forward to is in March of next year. Again, the specific dates will be to be determined, but it's called the Pinay Powerhouse conference. So it's tailored toward Pinay or Filipina practitioners in the law.
Some big events our viewers can look forward to. Thank you both for joining us today. We appreciate it.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
having
having
us.
Of course. And to our viewers, to learn more about the Asian Pacific Bar Association of Sacramento, visit abassacramento.com. And to get the latest news on the Sacramento Filipino American Lawyers Association, head to sacfala.org.